Hello again. I'm just an ordinary 70-year-old man living in a quiet suburb of Tokyo, Japan. I love peace, and I love the simple life. This morning, I woke up to news that broke my heart. The president of a certain nation said, Iran was first, Cuba is next. He claimed that Cuba is soon going to fall, and that it is simply a question of time. I am not an expert in international politics. However, I believe this. No matter what issues a government may have, any nation that tries to rain bombs down on innocent people and children is the one with the real problem. None of us can choose where or when we are born. I was born in Japan in 1955. I have lived 70 years in a peaceful society without war. But if I had been born just 10 years earlier, during World War II, I might have been killed by firebombs or an atomic blast. I was simply lucky to be born in this time and place. I once lived in Cuba. I know what the people there truly want. They simply want to live in a peaceful and quiet society. Pointing guns or dropping bombs on families and children just because you dislike a government is never acceptable. What I can do is use this vlog to show the world, including the people in that president's country, the faces of the Cubans I love. I want us to raise our voices together and stop this foolishness before it begins. Now let me show you the Cuba I know. These are not fake images. These are photos and videos I took with my own eyes and hands. I lived in Cuba just before the pandemic swept across the globe, around the time the current U.S. president was serving his first term. Cuba is one of the few remaining classic socialist nations on Earth. The government still provides rations of food and daily necessities to its people. Throughout the city, you see distribution centers where locals quietly wait in line, a sight that defines their daily life. Due to decades of economic sanctions and a stagnant economy, life is undeniably difficult. The people are living in poverty. And yet Cuba has realized some of the classical ideals that socialism once promised. Despite their lack of wealth, they have remained dedicated to education and health care. Every child goes to school. I almost never saw street children, a sight so common in many other developing nations. Their average life expectancy is on par with developed countries. But the true heart of the country is the people. Most Cubans are incredibly bright, open, and filled with music. Tourists from Europe and beyond flock to see the World Heritage sites of Havana and the stunning Caribbean Sea. Surprisingly, even with their political tensions, there are direct flights from the United States bringing visitors. To supplement their small rations, many Cubans work hard in the tourism industry. This elderly man I met was no exception. Every day he played his accordion for tourists in a hotel lobby, earning what he could to support his family's daily life. My wife and I didn't just visit Cuba as tourists. We lived there as residents for over 2 years. Because we had a bit more financial means than the average local, we sometimes shopped at specialized stores that sold imported goods in U.S. dollars. However, due to the lack of foreign currency and ongoing sanctions, the shelves were often completely bare. Having traveled to many countries, Cuba is the only place I've known where you can have money but still find nothing to buy. Naturally, Our lifestyle slowly became Cubanized. Every weekend, my wife and I would hop on our bicycles and head to the local open-air markets. We bought rice, bread, vegetables, fruits, and occasionally treated ourselves to pork or chicken. I was shocked to meet many Cubans who told me they had never tasted beef in their lives because it was so prohibitively expensive. But by sharing the same living space as ordinary Cubans, we saw a side of them that tourists never get to see. Looking back, my most cherished memories are the simple, everyday interactions with people on the street. Despite living under a socialist system, they are just like anyone else. They cherish their families and friends and value a quiet, peaceful life above all else. And music was everywhere. You could hear it, along with dancing, on almost every corner. Even world-famous singers held concerts that were free to the public, and we joined the crowds to enjoy them together.
Es un pedazo del alma que se arranca sin piedad.
What struck me most was their kindness toward us, even though we were minority foreigners. In Cuba, treating the vulnerable, children, the elderly, and outsiders with compassion seems to be a natural way of life. I realize that no matter the political system or the level of poverty, the human heart can remain incredibly kind and rich. I have visited many countries, but it was in Cuba that I truly learned what it means to be a human being. Now the Cuba I love is facing a grave crisis. Strengthened economic sanctions have made daily necessities scarcer than ever. Oil imports, which were their lifeline, have stopped. Poverty is deepening, and tourism, their economic heart, is bleeding as many hotels cease to operate and visitors vanish. Cuba no longer has the military power to resist foreign pressure. Will they be left to wither away under this economic siege? Or will bombs fall once again on innocent civilians and children, just as we have seen in Ukraine, Palestine, and Iran? Please do not threaten their peace. Do not take away their quiet, simple lives. No matter where we are born, every human being has the right to live without fear. I hope this vlog reaches people all over the world, including the United States. Please, stand with me and raise your voice for peace. From a small corner of Japan, I am praying for the people of Cuba. May peace be with everyone. To close, please enjoy a performance by local musicians in the streets of Havana. Thank you for watching. Now